What's up, Scorpio? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a new moon tarot reading for August 16th, 2023. It will be at 23 degrees Leo. It will be at 5:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in the 12th mansion of the moon, known as Al Safra. I will put a video or a picture in this area that kind of gives a description of that mansion of the moon and what it represents and what it's good for. It won't be there for super long. The moon goes through all the mansions within a day. It's good for changing your look because it's in the sign of Leo, of course. And it's ancient Babylonian magic based off of a grimoire called the Picatrix, which I have. I'll probably eventually do a video if I ever get this channel monetized and get enough subscribers. I'll do videos talking about some of the ancient grimoires and how that all new magic, which is based off of the moon, is based off of ancient Babylonian magic from Babylon. It's also good for marriage if you want to get married during that time. It'd be hard to kind of just get married during that hour or two. But it's really kind of an auspicious mansion. It's the picture of it is a man fighting a dragon, so it's actually not really a benevolent one. It's a malevolent mansion, but it's really not all that bad. It's good for growing crops, but in modern times, not many of us grow crops to get our food. So, an ancient grimoire is going to have some kind of ancient traditions attached to it. But either way, this is a new moon tarot reading for Scorpio. And I'm going to get you a moon card to start it out. Then I'm going to do a Thoth spread, and then I'm going to clarify with the Thoth deck. So let's get you an overall card. That one looked like it wanted to come out, but... And if you haven't liked and subscribed to any other videos or commented, please consider. You don't have to, of course. I'm grateful for the view either way. But we're trying to build this up, to give me a reason to pour more into it. I feel like I have a lot to really offer as far as the knowledge I've gained over the years. And I'd really like to put it out there. It all ties into astrology, no matter what the video is about, whether it's about the law of attraction, whether it's about natal charts itself, whether it's about magic. It's all tied to astrology, all of it. Before people could read and write, they were looking up at the stars. This was the 2 cards. There's 3 cards. I don't want to draw 3. Yeah, we're not going to draw 3. Kind of curious what they were, but I'm not going to draw 3 at once. 2 I would have done, but 3's kind of conflicts the message. Before people could walk and talk, they were looking up at the star. Well, before they could talk anyway, when we were probably grunting, we were looking up at the stars and drawing it on cave walls. So the oldest science and for humanity is astrology, no matter what anybody tells you. People were always amazed at the glowing lights above their head, the sun, the moon, the stars, the constellations. Oop, that's definitely the one. That's 2 of them. Okay, here we go, Scorpio. We'll definitely take 2. A fiery climax approaches. That's always fun. It's either really fun or really bad. You got to balance the spirituality and practicality in the situation. All right. Well, if there's a fiery climax, there's going to have to be some balance afterwards. No doubt about that. If it's like something with a relationship or an argument or anything like that, you are going to have to balance it out. If it's a different kind of climax, right there. If it's a different kind of climax, you're probably going to have to balance that too afterwards, because situations can get complicated when you get physical with someone, or if it's anything like that. I say that because we're doing a reading for Scorpio. I'm not sure. Those cards dropped. I'm not sure what order they were in, so I'm going to keep shuffling. I don't like doing it when it's random like that. Feels, if I was able to stop it, they didn't fall to the floor and I didn't know what order they were in. Kind of messes with the reading. But yeah, if you get physical with some things, sometimes things can get complicated. So if it is something like that, if it's an argument, if it's the end of a situation or some kind of tense situation that's coming to a head, be balanced. Don't let the anger get the best of you. I know as a Scorpion, if I get mad, that wanted to stop. If I get mad and I do start stinging with that tail, it can get nasty. But if we stay balanced and strategic, which Scorpios are really good at, you can navigate the situation with grace and a bit of control, sort of subtle Subtle influence, not necessarily manipulation or control, more of like subtle influence. Scorpios are also very good at that. Sex has something to do with a wish. We got wish cards here. For what this means to you. I feel like if it meant to be in the deck, it'd be in the deck. Knight of Pentacles, so like slowly moving forward with something valuable, money, offer, something like that. Balance, practicality, and spirituality, but also a fiery climax coming. Swift message about something you're wishing for and getting clarity on it. This looks like, the current situation of the current question, you're asking about a wish. Communication about a wish. Only you'll really know what that wish is. It looks like it has to do with love because, well, there's the Lover's card. Fiery climax approaches. Looks like a love situation, Scorpio. I feel like this always in Scorpio's readings, but we are a very involved sign when we do fall in love. You got the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Star. So some kind of healing around love, and it's faded. Or a wish of a lover that's faded. It's like a soulmate. Like you're trying to find the soulmate. You're wishing for the soulmate. Your soulmate could be an air sign. Maybe you know who it is specifically. But it's probably that you're trying to get clarity on that. That's like a wish for a soulmate. It's faded, whatever it is. It could be healing of a relationship. You're wishing for healing in a relationship. But it's faded, whatever it is. Looks like a love reading. I'm not going to say a fiery climax approaches. So it could be that you meet someone who gets hot and heavy. And this is the person that you've been looking for. And it's faded. It could be that there was an argument, like a fiery climax, an argument with someone you do really love and care about. Like quick communication, maybe an argument with the Queen of Swords there, because the Queen of Swords can be very blunt. And so can Scorpios. We tell the truth for what it is, regardless of if it hurts your feelings or not. It can be rough. So it could be that you're asking for healing in a relationship. It's either healing, and maybe this person is your soulmate, There's another path here. It's more of a creative path, because you have the Magician, the Two of Rods, and the Queen of Rods. So the Two of Rods is waiting. They have everything already, and they're just looking out there waiting for what they've built or what they're expecting to come in. And you're trying to create this. And it could involve a fire sign. You could be cusping Sagittarius or have fire in your chart in some way. And you could just be in this situation waiting for someone to come in. And I'll say someone because, you got the Lovers over here, and it feels like a wish, and it feels like a wish around love. Can't say for sure. But he definitely has it all. He's waiting for something that you created to come forth, and it's something that you're passionate about. And it could be you're trying to attract this type of individual, this fiery individual, male or female. Or it's an aspect of yourself that you've worked really hard on. Scorpio is the fiery water. It's what they are. When you're talking alchemy, they are the fiery water. And fiery water is what created everything else if you also study the occult. It's from fiery water that all was birthed. And then mixed with air, that creates earth. So earth is the youngest. Even though it doesn't really show like that in the zodiac, it shows fire as the youngest. But it's the fiery water is the oldest. And in alchemy, it's also the oldest. Some kind of like fiery liquid is what created everything. In some versions of alchemy, it's actually air that's the oldest. But it just depends on what you study and what you believe. Yeah, it looks like either way, you're wishing over here. And right here, you're creating. So you may actually have attempted to create something with someone. And they could be a fiery individual, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Could just be a fiery individual, has it strong on the chart. Just because it's not their sun sign doesn't mean they don't have a lot of fire in their chart. You'll know a fiery individual when you see one. Almost always. They'll be kind of forceful, passionate, those types of people. And Scorpio's like that. Even though we're a water sign, we can be very forceful, passionate types. Intensity. Scorpio walks in a room, the whole pressure in the room changes. Just what it is. If you Scorpios, if you're a Scorpio and you're a heavy Scorpio and you've walked into a room, you feel the eyes all shift towards you at one point or another. You don't go unnoticed because we're magnetic. We vibrate in a different way. It's an intensity, depth. This is the advice. Happy home, new journey, rest after great work or great effort. It's like a new journey. One of them is like you're creating it specifically, right? And maybe this individual over here is the same one that is fated. But whatever if it's fated, it means it's probably going to be on both sides. So it probably is some kind of fiery individual. It's going to be your happy home. It's going to be your new beginning. This is like soulmate reading. And I don't think you can see it yet because the outcome is saying you don't see it yet. But you're on the path of getting it. But there's clarity there. Right? There are two cards where there's confusion, right? The Two of Swords, she's blindfolded. She doesn't really know what decision to make kind of thing. And then right here, and it could be you have a decision against multiple people. And you're really trying to decide which one you want to be with. And then right here, and there may be someone who comes out of nowhere and just upsets the apple cart, and that's the soulmate. And there won't be nothing you can do about that anyway because it's fated. This is confusion. So it's confusion and not being able to make a choice, but that leads to clarity and truth. So it's coming in. The truth is coming in. The answer's coming. There's no doubt about that. Fiery climax approaches. I think you need to balance yourself out. I think that's what it's saying with the balance. The fiery climax could be, it's like, whoa, look at them. Or like, whoa, I connect with them. Like, whew, just feeling, that's the one. It's like, wow. It could be like that. It could lead to a fiery climax. And then you're like, wow, that escalated quickly. But it turns out that it's more than just that. It's, it's someone you can really connect with. Where do we want to go first? Do we want to go to the Lovers? Or go to the Queen of Swords? We want to see if it's healing of a relationship kind of here. Because I don't know if it's healing or a whole new one. It could be a healing of a relationship. But on the Queen of Swords, so it could have been like blunt, straightforward communication, right? Or it could be you want a message about what your wish is. But it's saying be strong and don't worry. Right? The question is that you're worried about it. But you have the strength. I mean, there's transformation happening. I don't think you can see the answers quite yet. This is just kind of clarifying the question. That you're worried about it. You're worried about your wish, your soulmate, this type of thing. You have strength. There's strength and transformation here surrounding the worry, right? So you have what you need. And it's a Scorpio card. So I think you're good. I think you don't need to worry so much. I think release control and find your balance. And then it'll be revealed to you. Whatever it is. And if it is the ending of a relationship, if there was some kind of blunt communication and it is a fiery climax happened and you're trying to find balance, it could definitely be a new love. And this love looks like soulmate material. It looks like a wish or a healing. And if you were broke up with someone that you really, maybe y'all were together, you had a breakup, the fiery climax, and now, you're thinking, wow, man, I really wish I would have stayed with them. And the other path, suggests maybe that you're putting feelers out there again to see if you can kind of get back with them kind of thing. And maybe they're your soulmate. It's hard to say, but whatever it is, it's fated, like soulmate type stuff. And you won't hear me say that often. But when I see the Wheel of Fortune with the star and the Lovers, I'm going to say soulmate because guess what? Those cards are going to go together. I mean, you can't read them any other way. I don't care what anybody says. That's soulmate. That's a wish and love and the wheels of fate turning to make it happen. And there's nothing you can do about it. And right here, the Four of Rods in this deck is called completion. And it's a wheel as well. It's over here on the Wheel of Fortune. And again, there's a Queen of Rods again. Over here is the Queen of Rods. This individual is a fiery individual. You may already know who they are. It's saying success. Could be that you're the fiery individual. Like I said, Queen of Wands twice. It is a fiery individual. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Or you have that in your chart. Cusping Sagittarius. Any of that. Or this individual's fiery. And it was a fiery situation you had with him. And maybe you didn't realize what it could be. Maybe you're about to find out. And it's soulmate stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe you can't concede or you're confused about the situation. And it's like, well, I had a good time. And you didn't. And then you're like, well, maybe they get in contact with you in some way. The wheels of fate start turning and you realize you'll run across each other again for whatever reason. Maybe it was a short-lived relationship or something like that. And it's like, wow, You know, this is the real deal. Soulmate stuff. Can't make this up. And I go to the fiery climax thing because to me it could definitely mean physical, because it's, you know, a full moon in Aries, and that's one of the things Mars represents in a natal chart. Can be, you know, sexual prowess or, you know, athletic ability, but it can definitely be sexual prowess for sure. And that's one of the reasons in ancient astrology it was associated with Scorpio. But now we know it's pretty much Pluto, and make no mistake, it is. Because when it comes to karma, you can read all you want about karma, and I have. You hear all kinds of signs mentioned, right? And it's different. Different signs get mentioned. You hear Virgo, you hear Aquarius, you hear Pisces, but the one that's always mentioned in that group, always, the other ones always change, but the one that's always mentioned is Scorpio. Because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto's really who rules karma. The 3 outer planets are associated with it a good amount because it's the whole collective karma, and also Saturn a bit because he's the end of everything, the end of the material realm, the personal planets. And Chiron definitely is, and I'll eventually do a video on Chiron, which is the Rainbow Bridge, which is the inner planets. It's in between Saturn. It's an asteroid called Chiron in between Saturn and Uranus. It's the little bridge between the inner planets and the outer planets. It's also heavily associated in psychic ability. Your Chiron, and your moon, Neptune, there's lots of stuff that's associated with 12th house, 4th house, 8th house, Scorpio, all that stuff. And eventually I'll make a video specifically on psychic aspects in a chart, and I'll break down Chiron a lot because it's extremely important. But yeah, anyway, I got off on a tangent there. We were about to clarify. What do we want to clarify here? No, we want to see what the confusion is. Yeah. Ugh. It's odd to be on the confusion there. But yeah, Scorpio's karmic. Make no mistake. The outer planets are karmic too. But one sign that's always associated is Scorpio. Where the lesser mysteries go into the greater mysteries. It's what it is. So you have the 8 of Swords, which is interference in this deck. 5 of Cups, which is just disappointment. And then you have the Ace of Discs. So you have like 2 cards of confusion here with an ace. And you have 2 cards of confusion here with an ace. So it's like, yeah, I don't think you can see it yet. And maybe you're feeling disappointed about whatever the situation was. Maybe you broke up with someone. Or maybe you're trying to heal a relationship with someone. Or maybe you're meeting someone for the first time and, you know, maybe you didn't take it as serious as you wanted to and you find out later that you did. Or maybe it feels like that it isn't going to be serious. Maybe it's kind of one of those things. It's like you met them, you felt like you kind of hit it off, but it didn't go anywhere from there. Either they didn't contact you or didn't contact them, but maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was something like they lost your number or you lost their number. And for some reason you weren't able to contact, but y'all run across each other again. And then it leads to a whole soulmate thing. So it could be somebody you meet at work. And they're probably a fiery individual. Make no mistake. That's interesting. So yeah, it looks like soulmate. Like you're coming into a soulmate. Could be somebody you meet at work. The only reason I say that, right, is because of that card, the Ace of Discs. But I don't think you see it quite yet, or like you're confused about it. It's somebody with a lot of fire in their chart. They're a fiery individual. That's what it screams. Unless it's your fire, and it could be. You could be a fiery individual because Queen of Wands twice, male or female. But it's over there with the Lovers, and it's like a wish, or it's a healing in love in some way, and it's destined. It's fate. There's nothing that's going to stop it either way. Doesn't matter what if you want to take that other path, whether you start trying to approach someone, if they're not that one, doesn't matter. It's either not going to work or it is going to be that one, and you're getting with them anyway, because it's fated. So this is soulmate stuff. This is a wish, and it's a wish about love, getting clarity on it, and you will. There's no doubt about it. It's saying balance yourself spiritually and practically. There's a fiery climax that's approaching, and it may be that you know what that fiery climax might be. I mean, not a lot of tarot readers don't like to read it that way, but I'm gonna be real with you. That's Scorpio to the T right there. Scorpios are sexual sign, hands down. I am a Scorpio, heavy Scorpio, so I know. But you gotta be balanced in the situation. You want to see it for what it is and let it evolve. Keep yourself balanced, and you'll see things for what they are. Balance, their spirituality or your expectations with, kind of like what really is to be, because it's fated. So if you have this whole fantasy about what it should be or how you want it to uncover, it's not necessarily going to go directly to your plan. It's going to be fated and it's going to happen. But you're going to find your love of your life. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, Scorpio, please consider liking and subscribing. We're trying to build this channel. I'd like to start making astrology videos discussing a lot of the stuff like karmic signs and the psychic ability of signs. Scorpio's going to be all in that, make no mistake. But yeah, if you don't want to like and subscribe or comment, you don't have to. I'm grateful that you're even watching the video. I do need to get my view time up by a lot. I'm still only like 111 subs. I got to get to 1,000 and have 4,000 watch hours before I can even get monetized. But once that happens, I'll start putting a lot more into these videos and start making a lot more content to like explain a lot of these things I talk about. Anyway, Scorpio, happy August, happy new moon. Good luck with this new love.